Number 7. 7/12 plus -15/6. Okay, so I can multiply 12 and 6 together to find a denominator. That would be way too much work. If I look at the LCM of these two numbers is 12, so 7/12 stays the same. To get from 6 to 12, it's multiplying by 2. Do the same thing to the numerator to get your equivalent fraction, and it becomes -30. I can use parentheses here just to separate these symbols. So again, let's go back to haves and owes. I have 7, I owe 30, which means I still owe 23, and the denominator doesn't change, so 23/12. If I want to write it as a mixed number, 12 goes into 23 once. There are 11 remaining out of 12. And again, don't forget to jump your negative sign over. Okay, we're almost done. Number 8. We're adding -5 and 6/10 and 4.2. So again, think of this as money. You can think of this as $5.60 and $4.20. Again, only if that helps. So I owe you $5.60. I have $4.20. So I know that I'm still going to owe you money because I owe you more than I have. So to figure out what I owe you, I need to subtract these two numbers. I can add the zeros here or leave them off. It really doesn't matter. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So I'm going to still owe you $1.40. If you tag that 0 on the end, that's totally fine. It's not wrong. Number 9. -1 and 2/10 plus -3 and 4/10. If you want to put zeros on the end to think of it as money, go ahead and do that. You don't have to, of course. I owe you $1.20 and I owe you $3.40. So we have to add these together to figure out what is the total amount that I owe. 4 plus 2 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4, so I still owe you, that's our negative, $4.60, or simply -4.6. Okay, number 10. Now we're evaluating the expression with a few different values for x and y. So number 10 looks like x plus, remember, these bars mean absolute value. And it tells us that x is 3/4 and y is -1/2. So let's see what that looks like. We start by substituting the values for the variable. So instead of x, I substitute in the 3/4. Instead of y, I substitute in the -1/2. And then we have to deal with the absolute value bars. So the absolute value of -1/2 is +1/2. It's half a step away from 0. And now we can add. So in order to add, we need our common denominator. Any common denominator will work. 4 is our LCM, which makes it the easiest. 3/4 plus 2/4 makes 5/4. If we want to write that as an improper fraction, 4 goes into 5 once, with 1 out of 4 left over. Okay, I need a new page for the last two. Number 11, same idea. We have 2x plus y. Let me rewrite my values up here. X is 3/4 and y is -1/2. Okay, first job, we're gonna substitute. 2, x had a value of 3/4. I'm gonna put in a multiplication symbol here because they were smashed together and that means multiply. You could also put the 3/4 in parentheses, that would work too. Y was -1/2, and I'm putting that in parentheses to separate the addition from the negative symbol. Multiplication comes before addition. So when we multiply fractions, 2 is the same as 2/1. I can reduce first if I want. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice, okay? Then I can multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 2 is 2, so 3/2. You can change this to a mixed number, or you'll notice that our second value also has a denominator of 2, so you can leave it. It doesn't matter either way, you'll get the right answer. So I have $3, I owe you $1, which means I still have 2. Denominators stay the same for addition, 2/2, which is equivalent to 1. Okay, last one, number 12, my favorite. It looks super fancy already. Absolute value bar, a -x minus y. Close absolute value bar. Okay, let's sub in our values. Let's keep our absolute value bars though. Drop down the negative symbol. X has a value of 3/4. Circle your subtraction symbol and bring it down, okay? We're doing that because we don't want to confuse that the value of y is a -1/2, okay? So here's our subtraction symbol and here's our value for y. Okay, so before we deal with these absolute value bars, let's deal with this inside parentheses. Drop down your -3/4. And remember, when we subtract, we're actually going to add the opposite. The opposite of -1/2 is +1/2. Okay, we still can't add yet because we need a common denominator. I'm going to use 4. So -3/4 will stay the same. 1/2 will turn into 2/4. Okay, and now I owe you $3. I have $2, which means I still owe you $1. Denominator doesn't change for addition. We still have these absolute value bars. So the absolute value of -1/4 is +1/4. It's 1/4 step away from 0. Okay, bye.